Hey guys, it's Becky Bamboo. Today's Thursday, March 24th, 2011. Update time. Had a shitty night last night, not gonna lie. My husband is, I call it PMSing. I don't know what other women call it, but you guys know men every now and then, y'all just get off your rocker and you get an attitude and nothing suits you and blah, 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 blah. And you just want to whine about everything. And I'm sure we're like that too all the time. So to have to put up with it from you for a week, I guess I shouldn't say anything. But anyway, got some. Just last night was shitty all around, and kind of was teary and emotional. And I think the stress of no job and no prospects was really it's getting to me, and it's getting to my husband. And we just kind of went at each other last night and put on the boxing gloves and tried to clear some stuff up between us, and hopefully it worked. I don't know. I haven't seen him yet today, so I have no idea. But I got some good news today, or kind of good news today. I applied for a residency program at one of the hospitals in my area, and it's basically like it's kind of designed for new graduates to transition them from schoolwork into like nursing professionals, but they're also equally doing it as an RN refresher course, to where like if you're an RN who's been out of like acute clinical care for a while, then it's a transition for you to get back into it too. So anyway, I applied for that, and I actually heard back. Oh my God, I heard back, and I got a letter. I'm excited about the letter. I don't know why I'm excited about the letter. Because I think the reason I'm excited is because the letter basically says they're confirming my interest in the program, and they will consider me a candidate unless I get other employment or whatever else, and tell them I'm no longer interested. So as long as I follow what they tell me to do in the packet, then I'm going to be considered a candidate for it, which is good because that means I probably will get an interview for this, which is excellent. Okay, so the deal with this is there's a whole shit ton of stuff you have to send them. They have an application you have to fill out, which I had already done online. They want your resume, which I've already sent. They want 3 references, and the way this is set up, it's set up to be for a new graduate, so they want like clinical instructors. But I called the woman this morning and I said, this is all set up for like a new grad thing. I'm not a new grad. She's like, no, I know. We just use the same forms. She's like, just use your professional references to fill out the same form, and explain to them that it does say clinical instructor, but that it's not. We understand that you're just getting a professional reference, basically. So got to get 3 of those. I've got those emailed out today. They're actually making it quite simple for me because all of my references are afar. There's like 2 in Florida and 1 in North Carolina, so they're all over the place. So she said, just go ahead and email it to them and have them email their responses directly to me. So I just told them, I just sent all this out in an email to them. I've already gotten a response from one of my 3 references that said, I have no problem doing it. I'm happy to. I'll get to it this weekend. So hopefully the other 2 come through for me. If not, I have no idea what I'm going to do because I have to have 3. So anyway, you have to do that. They want my transcripts from school, which I think is hilarious because I've been graduated since 2003. So why you need my transcripts, I have no idea, but that's fine. And then after you get all that submitted, there's an interview process to get into the residency program, and then there's also an interview for like an individual, whatever unit you want to work on, basically. I don't know what the choices are for unit, and I'm kind of anxious to find that out. I would love if there was something perioperative because I'd really like to get back into surgery, but that may not be an option, so we'll see. But anyway, this is all good news for me. This is like, I'm so excited to get this letter, and it's actually something positive for once, instead of like, well, sorry, you're not a candidate because this is a competitive field and blah, 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 blah. And that's kind of like the emails I've been getting lately have been just all about how competitive it is to get jobs and, whatever, I don't know. So that was kind of a good thing. That really made my morning a lot better. Like, oh, I'm finally getting somewhere. You know, it's like I all along I said I wanted to get into a program like this. This program looks fantastic. There's a lot of one-on-one education with a preceptor. There's classroom and skills lab work. There's mentors. There's support groups. I mean, like this is like a well-rounded program to get into. And of course, it's all paid. You get hired on as a full-time employee, so you get benefits and the whole 9 yards. So this would be like the perfect thing for me to get into, and I'm hoping that this is coming into my life right now because it's supposed to. The only downside on this for me is that the residency program doesn't start till July, mid-July. So I have another couple months, really. Let's see, what, April, May, June, into so 3.5 months basically to wait to get into this. But the good thing is that they're doing the interviews sooner than later, so I should know plenty in advance that I would get into it, and I can hold off to go to work until July if I have to. To get into something like this, I would be more than willing to wait until July to get into it. Plus, it gives me like most of my summer to like do whatever I want, which would be cool. That would be great because I would totally be able to take advantage of lots of running, lots of biking, lots of outdoor exercise, outdoor activities. I would be really, really excited for that. So anyway, keep your fingers crossed for me. The one thing I'm really hopeful for is that I can have this process go without much trouble. Like I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that my 3 references continue to be my references and will fill out these forms and send them in, and it's not a big deal. It's going to take 2 minutes of their time to do this. So that's the biggest thing, because I think one of my 3 references is going to tell me no, because I think she's a real bitch, and I think she's going to tell me no. So I may end up having to dig around and try to get another reference, and I'm not looking forward to that. There's always a glitch for me. There's always like nothing ever just goes really smooth for me. It just never has. It probably never will. I always just have to expect the unexpected, because that will happen for me. So anyway, that's all fantastic news, and I just would like for everybody to keep their fingers and toes crossed for me, because this is something I really am hopeful. I think this would be the perfect fit for me, perfect place for me to get started back into nursing, and really looking forward to it. It's actually in Illinois, which makes me happy because the commute's not nearly as bad as having to go to St. Louis. So anyway, just all good, really good positive things right now. The other kind of funny positive thing that happened to me today is that a guy that I met at my best friend's wedding back in May. Oh, so it's been going on, what, 9 to 10 months ago, I guess? I don't know. He was at that time engaged to one of the bridesmaids. I was the matron of honor of the wedding, and one of my fellow bridesmaids, this was her fiance. He is quite a character, and I had never met him until the wedding. Funny guy, really, he's just funny. He's just kind of a character, and very flirtatious, extremely flirtatious. The guy like flirted with me all night at this wedding, and was just constantly wanting to dance with me. Like I'd go and be talking to other people, and he would just come up and interrupt my conversation and just drag me out on the dance floor to dance with me. I think at some point my husband got a little bit jealous of it, because he kind of snatched me away from him at one point, which I think is, I thought it was really cute. But I mean, I was dancing with this guy to have fun. I had no intention on anything, inappropriate or whatever. Anyway, first of all, let me just say, if my husband was like this guy, or like as a fiance, if he was like this guy and flirting with other girls and stuff, I would have never married him. So I think it's weird. I don't know if he's like that with everybody or just certain people, but I thought it was kind of odd personally. But anyway, I get a friend request from this guy today. Now, I only met him at the wedding 10 months ago, okay? That was the first time I'd ever seen him, ever talked to him, ever heard of him. And so for him to friend request me today, I thought, well, that's kind of odd. Like, that's been a long time ago, and I only saw him the one day, and I was drunk, he was drunk, we were all drunk, so I thought, this is weird. So anyway, as soon as I accept his friend request, he sends me an instant message. And I'm like, what the heck? And he's like, girl, I needed to talk to you. Like, oh, this is going to be funny. So anyway, he goes on to tell me that he was flipping through my best friend's friend list, which is the bride from this wedding we were at, and came across my picture and was like, no way is that her. No way is that her. So he said, I had a friend request you because I wanted to look at more of your pictures. And I was like, okay. And so he comes back and he's like, you are smoking hot. He's like, what happened to you? Like, you are smoking hot. You look so unbelievably good. I cannot get over how hot you are. And I am just like grinning ear to ear because, first of all, nobody has ever in my whole life, not even my husband, told me that I look hot. Never has hot been a word that has been associated with me. So I was just smiling. I'm like, damn, somebody said I'm hot. I'm all for that. You know, that's like, to me, like the ultimate compliment a woman can get. Beautiful is nice, gorgeous is nice, but hot is like, damn, you know what I mean? So to hear that for the first time was kind of nice. But I started thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm married, he's married. Why is he telling me this? So I started asking about his wife. How's Amanda and how's the baby? They have a baby, like a 2-year-old kid. And oh yeah, they're good. And so then he immediately jumps back to me, my weight loss, and wanting to know what have I done and blah 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 blah. And so I was telling him, you know, I had surgery, and but on top of that, I've taken fitness and health into my life, and it's now just a part of my everyday doing. And so we had a lot of talk about my weight loss and stuff, and he just like kept saying, you don't even look like the same person I danced with. I wish I could see you in person because I'm sure that your pictures are not doing you justice. And I just went with it. I'm like, yeah, that's what everybody says. I'm so bad, right? I'm just bad. Like, I'm just egging this on because I'm enjoying getting like complimented. It's just kind of nice, to be perfectly honest. And so I'm just egging it on. But so anyway, we had a nice chat about how hot I look, and it still cracks me up because I don't see myself as hot at all, and I don't know if I ever will. I feel like right now I'm too far away from Wonderland to believe in that. And it takes, like, I have to like really like work hard on mental things to even like tell myself I'm beautiful or that I look gorgeous or things like that. I have to really like, it takes a lot of work mentally to get myself to that point. And hot is one of those I'm just not ready to accept, I don't think. And maybe I never will be, I don't know. But anyway, it was quite a treat this morning. So I'm kind of like on cloud 9 today. Like, I've had positive thing with the job situation, positive talk about the way that I look, and it just makes me feel good. And I sit here like looking a hot mess on my video, and it makes me laugh because I'm just like, God, he told me I'm hot. If only he could see me sitting here right now and go, ugh. Because I'm all like crappy looking and my hair is not done and I don't have makeup on and all that stuff. But anyway, it's so nice to get complimented. And someone told me recently that they could see that was just fueling the fire in me to do more. And just, that's dead on the money. Like, every compliment I get fuels me to work that much harder because I want to hear more of it and I want to get more of it. And it's almost becomes like addictive when people start telling you look good. You just like, you crave it. You want to hear it all the time. And in order to hear it, you know, you got to put the work in to get it. And so anyway, it does fuel my fire. And I'm finding that I am kind of fueling my own fire anymore. You know, I used to be looking so much towards other people's videos and other weight loss journeys. And that still helps, you know, to a certain extent. But I also think about all that I've accomplished to this point, and it really helps me fuel my own fire. And that's when I think you really start to win in this journey. You really start to win when you can be your own motivator, when you can be your own inspiration, and when you start to realize that there's so much more to this process than just losing weight. This process is not just about losing weight. It's about transforming yourself and your life into what you want it to be. I wanted it to be about health and fitness and all of this, and I feel like I'm gaining that every single week. I'm getting a little bit more and a little bit more, and I'm starting to get the whole picture a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And that's what makes me really fueled to push on and push on. And you know, there are a lot of days that are not easy. Yesterday was one of those days. It was not an easy day for me. There was a lot of stress going on in my life, and my initial reaction to that is to want to eat, just eat. And I think I managed it really well. I made healthy choices. I cooked fish for the first time yesterday, and it was delicious. Loved it. I made something super simple. Just had a piece of mahi in my freezer. I thawed it out. I turned on the oven. I rubbed it, slathered it in olive oil and salt, pepper, and some Cajun spices. Put it in the oven, baked it. It's so good. I had it again today for lunch. I mean, it was one fillet of fish, and for me, that's like way more than enough. So I actually am going to get 3 meals out of one fish fillet, but delicious, healthy. I put a little bit of green bean with it. I mean, it tasted so righteous. It was just righteous. So that's when I start to think to myself how much I'm winning at this, how much I am taking control of me, of what I do with my body and my life. And that's when I feel like the whole picture is coming together. So those of you who are not to that point yet, just hang in there. It comes with time. I mean, I'm 9 months out? Not quite. It'll be 9 months on Monday. It just, all of a sudden, things start to just kind of weave together and make sense, and you start to go, I can do this, I can control this, I can win at this. And I think that's where my success is. Like, I feel like, my first 160 pounds or whatever till now were kind of like freebie, but I think like what I do from now on is kind of going to be what I do, because I'm consciously making decisions. The hunger for me is back. I do get hungry. I have mental hunger. I am using tools to fight all that off and to get everything to mesh together and to do what I want to do instead of just letting my mind control me. So it's exciting things going on, I guess. So anyway, I got to get off here. I got to go give the dog a bath. He stinks. We're traveling this weekend, going to my mom and dad's. I have 4 family members with birthdays in March, so this is our big party weekend. My 2 sisters-in-law, my brother, and my niece all have birthdays in March. And it's kind of funny. My brother, his wife, and their daughter, all their birthdays are 12 days apart, exactly 12 days. I think that's really funny. So anyway, this is the birthday weekend, and I'm looking forward to that. I always look forward to these weekends because we're all together and everybody's always in a good mood and relaxed. And it's been a while since I've been home. It's been probably a month since I've been back home, and that's kind of unusual because usually we're in more frequently than that. But it's been nice to be here. We've kind of gotten really back into our pattern of back to church and reestablished and all that stuff. So anyway, I'm looking forward to the weekend. I hope that it's a good getting away, de-stressing for me and my husband, because I know he really needs kind of like some mellow time this weekend. He needs some like, don't have to think about money, don't have to think about work, can just be. And so I think it's going to do both of us good. So anyway, I got to give the dog a bath because my family bitches when he comes in and smells like dog. It's like, he's a dog. He's going to smell like dog. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Like it or don't. So I usually try to bathe him before we go in, but right now he is extraordinarily smelly because he's been running with me so much. So that's the downside of having him out so much, is that he gets really stinky. I don't like it either, so. Okay, obviously I'm just rambling now. Yeah, so anyway, keep your fingers and toes crossed for me for this job situation. And if you pray to whoever, I would love if you could keep me in mind for a little prayer that this goes smoothly and that all 3 of my references actually just fill out this form and don't cause any trouble and just send it in and we can move on. So anyway, that's it for me. I hope you guys have a great Thursday, and I will probably check in tomorrow if I had time. Otherwise, I'll see you all on Monday. Mwah! Bye, guys.